Happy Thursday and welcome to On the Move with Nan and Cam. And we are joined today by Matt Linderman, who is the Chief Information Officer at Atlantic Union Bank. Welcome,
Hey,
Matt.
good afternoon. Nice to see you all.
Thanks for being on today. And Atlantic Union Bank is best known as the title sponsor for several years now of the Atlantic Union Bank 10K Mini, which is the most adorable event in our repertoire.
Yes, it is. It's one of my favorite places to be on race day. I'm actually at the start line of the Mini on race day, and then I move to the big start line, and it's wild. It's a crazy place to be on race
That's
day.
if you want to see some real energy in motion, it's the Atlantic Union Bank 10K Mini.
Yeah.
Cameron is particularly invested because she is one of the coaches of our Kids on the Move club. So her little kids come out and do the Atlantic Union Bank 10K Mini in their hype.
Yeah. And all the kids there are hyped. It feels like, I think there's about 1,000 kids that run it? It feels about 1 million kids there because they're all just everywhere and super loud. But yeah, we're very excited to have you, Matt. So tell us a little about what you do at AUB and how you became the team captain for the team today.
Yeah, thanks. First of all, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. Super excited about our role in the mini 10K this year. So as you mentioned, I'm Chief Information Officer here at Atlantic Union Bank. So I focus on all of our technology environments in support of the bank and all of the branches. And this is the first year I've gotten to be the team captain. So I've been here about 3 years with the company. I'm super excited about being the team captain this year. I'm super passionate about, racing is kind of in my background, and super excited with the kind of intersection of Atlantic Union Bank being involved in the community and kind of my passion in these events to begin with. So it's a great opportunity for us to make a big difference and kind of put our money where our mouth is and get engaged and involved. And so, we've been part of this for several years. I've been part of this race for many years. I've run it multiple times. But I personally, I like the way it brings together kind of the health, teamwork of our teams, and obviously the community involvement. And so super excited to me. It's an important event to me, and I'm looking forward to being out there this year.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, we just had our Active RVA Awards last week too, but it's always cool when it's like something like you work at a bank and you work for a bank, and it's like you wouldn't think that crosses with running, but it does. And then you're like, yeah, I get to involve my passion and like something I like to do outside of work with work.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think, as a bank, it's starting as a community bank, which is our background. We've always had deep roots in the community, so there's always been a huge community involvement. We're also really passionate about teammate well-being, so there's a definite intersection there for us. So excited about it.
Yeah, how many people do you all have on the team this year, and like how many people are normally on the team?
I don't know how many we normally have. I know we've got at least 16 teammates formally registered for the race, but we have a number of other teammates that'll be volunteering, and I suspect that number is low. I suspect it'll even be higher than that when race day comes. So, fairly small number, but we are, fairly small organization. So, excited that we got have a good showing out there.
Yeah, you said this is your first year being the team captain. How'd you get to be the team captain this year?
Yeah.
Was there a rigorous selection process?
Yeah, did you guys have a race?
It was very rigorous. Let me tell you, it was a very rigorous process. No, I think, I got asked, and I think folks know that I have some passion around this. I have some, multiple years of running this race. And so I think it was a logical progression to think I might want to be the captain. And so was super excited when they asked, didn't have to think very long. And here that brings us to today.
That's great. Well, since you mentioned it, how many years have you done the race, and do you have any favorite memories over the years of the 10K?
I don't know exactly how many times I've done it. It's a fair number. I don't think it would be, probably I could probably count it within two hands. But it's probably more than one hand. And I will tell you, my favorite race actually was here at Atlantic Union. So 2 years ago, I ran the race with my leadership team, and so it was super exciting. We all ran it together. All of us come from very different paces and backgrounds, so it was less about running for a time, but it was a really good bonding and relationship experience. We still talk about it to this day. And so that's probably my most meaningful time running the race there.
Yeah. What's the like chatter like in the office leading up to the race? Are you guys like, gotta get trained up, like gotta get ready, or is it like, I don't know how it's gonna go this weekend?
I'd say it's probably the latter. I think we've been really busy over the last year
Yeah.
with a major acquisition, and so I think folks have been really busy at work, myself included. I will admit, and I'm a bit behind on my training and exercise routine, so this is going to be a little bit more about just getting out there and enjoying the event than it is about kind of training readiness, if you will.
Yeah. But I feel like it's the perfect race for that though. Like
I
it's
agree
like
too.
a great race to be like, hey, I'm just out here for the vibes. Like I'm
Yeah.
out here for the community and to like run and smile and laugh the whole time, not really like super be serious.
I like it because it can go a myriad of ways. Like it's whatever race anybody wants to have can be had at the 10K. If you've got those
Exactly.
associates that want to get out there and go really hard, race for time, that's doable. And then if you have some people that just want to walk and chat and enjoy it, look at costumes, wear a costume, they can do that. So it is I think it makes it an easy one for companies to do for sure.
It is I will agree with you. My experience has been, it's a very diverse race in terms of age, in terms of speed, so everybody's out there for a different reason. It does feel like a race where there's just the camaraderie of being out there, which I think is probably the best part of it. So I do think it's a fantastic opportunity for, regardless of what your kind of goal is, it's a great event to be out at.
Yeah, I got really excited. We had our River City half this weekend, and I got really excited about that just because it was warm. It was it was a little chillier than they were anticipating, which we were fine with. But after that, when we were done with breakdown, it got warm. And I was like, the Richmonders, they love some like patio warm weather, especially with this terrible winter we've had. And I was like, the Atlantic Union Bank 10K Mini and the UCrops Miami Avenue 10K are going to be wild.
Yeah.
Because I was like, people have been in the house for way too long. They're ready to do something positive and community forward. And it's just going to be exciting.
Yeah. And I feel like it's always such a good day to like, even when we leave and I'm like driving home, I'm driving past like the little restaurants and people are sitting outside with their medals on. And I'm like, guys, this is so cute.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
April's a little wild card in Virginia, though, right? So from a weather standpoint, we never know quite what to expect in April. What kind of weather we're going to have on race day is always a bit of a wild card.
Yeah.
I will say we've seen all weather. I do get a little bit more confident slightly with April than the other years when we've had it in March, because in March that's even more willy-nilly.
Yeah.
That's all over the place. So I get way more excited about April. I know that Atlantic Union Bank is a huge partner to many wonderful things in the community here in Richmond. So why is it important for AUB to be involved in community events like the UCrops Monument Avenue 10K?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it goes back to, I might have mentioned it in an earlier statement. So if you think about Atlantic Union Bank, our roots are in community banking. And so we have always kept that community feel, that community engagement. And so this is just another example of where we're passionate about being involved in the communities we do business in. And so, as I mentioned, and this aligns really well with our notion around well-being. And so this is the perfect intersection of that. And it's a great way for us to be involved in the community in a fun way. So that's probably the biggest reason that we continue to be involved and love the involvement in this.
Yeah, I think, and it's like a perfect, like you said, you want to like the community that you service is who you want to give back to. And like, you're like, this is who we're here for. And you're here for Richmond. And the 10K is like 90% people from Richmond. Like it's all people from Richmond who are like, this is our jam.
Yeah.
Like we come to this every year. We love this. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's great.
I also think too, when we talk about like overall wellness, like obviously like financial wellness is a huge piece of that. So it fits in like really well with the overall message of, making sure that people feel great about their future and their long-term health. That's something that I feel like makes y'all just a perfect partner, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think what I get excited about is not just, obviously we'll have a group of teammates running the race, but I'm super excited about the turnout we'll have for volunteering to support the race.
Yeah.
Right. So it's we get the ability to support it in multiple ways, but I agree. I think it's this general wellness in the community is important to us, and this is a great way to kind of hit that directly.
Yeah.
Do you get many people that bring their kids out from the office to do the 10K mini as well?
We do get some, of course, yeah. And I agree. Like, there's a multiplying factor. Like, with a thousand feels like a million.
Yeah.
And I know because I've got a 7 and an 11-year-old, so I know that all too well. I don't know if they'll make it out there for the race this year, but yeah, we definitely have. And I agree that mini. There's something about that mini race and the kids. I always say if we could bottle that energy,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
we could make a lot of money. It's an amazing thing to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pics from like the start line of the mini are also some of my favorite things to look at, because those faces, like,
Yeah.
as soon as they start running, they're like, "Ah!" Like they're like going to get something, and I'm like, that's gonna last you about 15 more seconds, and then you're gonna stop and you're gonna want to walk, because with my kids, I'm always like, okay, guys, and on race day we're gonna puppy jog, and they're like, yeah, and then I see them on race day, not even close, and I'm like,
Not even
oh,
close.
bet.
But
Yeah.
what I think I love about that is they're not thinking about their time on the race or a goal. Like, they are purely there in the moment, purely there to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
fun.
Exactly.
And that's an amazing thing to watch.
Like,
Yeah.
adults are excited about it, but like you're saying, like no adult is showing up and acting like that at a start line anywhere. And it kind of like speaks to that, like to them, like it's so fresh and new and exciting. And like,
Yeah.
I'm always like, we should be treating it like it's such an exciting
Right.
thing that you get to go do. I'm at the finish line, and wow, me and my coworker Lauren always
Wow.
talk about that finish line when those kids come through. You better watch out. They will take you down.
Yeah, they don't care. I was just talking to my kids the other day about too, like I was having them like kind of describe race day to the other kids who haven't been there before. And just another thing you don't really think about is like they obviously run at recess and they run around the track and whatever, but they're never running somewhere where that many people are lining the streets to cheer them on. And
Yeah.
so they're like, what the heck is going on? And because the crowd that's there for the 10K is there early enough to cheer on the 10K mini. And
Yeah.
it's like, they're also very excited for that too. It's just a crazy morning, especially for
It's
that
like
many.
throwing fuel on a fire, right? Because they're
Yes.
already wound up, and yeah, the crowd energy is really over the top for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think about like some of my first memories of running as a kid are terrible. Like it's literally
Right.
like it was the track. It was like the mile test.
Yeah.
And it was awful. And so I had this thought in my mind where I was like, running is awful. I hate it for like the longest time and even if you play organized sport, a lot of times running is like your punishment if you like don't do something well. And so I always am like, what a positive environment with all those people cheering and everything. And like, you're like, they think this is the funnest thing ever.
Yeah.
And that's just really cool to have that be some of their first interaction. And Atlantic Union Bank's a huge part of that. So
Yeah.
that's the
I
best.
think that's right. If you didn't grow up having that, you're absolutely right. Then many of us who didn't have that always thought of running as a punishment almost, right? And
Yeah.
so this is a great way to kind of get them energized and kind of shift their thinking about running as enjoyment versus, to your point, the endless laps on the closed track with nobody around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's very cool to see also like I've been here for 3 years now. And like, I remember one of the boys that won the 10K mini, he like ran for Elizabeth Davis Middle
Mhm.
School. And so last year he was at the start of the actual big 10K. And then this past weekend, I saw him running the River City half or 5K. I don't know which one he was running, but I saw him running that. And I'm like, he started with the mini, like he started doing the 1 mile and now he's like actually running our races. And that's just so cool because then you might like, you're like, oh, I'll sign my kid up for this 1 mile race, but then they might find a love and like a passion to want to do actual races without you having to force them to
for
do
sure.
it. Like they're like, no, I want to run. So yeah, it's really cool.
It might have been the Monument Mini that lit the fire for him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Another question for you is, do you have any personal goals for you or as a team this year when you're running the race?
Yeah, unfortunately I mentioned I have been woefully behind on my training schedule. So
Not alone.
Yeah.
it will definitely not be for any set time. I can assure you that. No, for me, it's purely about being out there with the teammates, especially playing the captain role this year. To me, it's about getting out with the teammates, connecting with any of the ones that I maybe haven't met yet. And I don't think there's any better way. There's something about doing something like one of those races together, the bonding, the relationship, the camaraderie. And so I actually look forward to just being out there and enjoying the moment versus chasing something or having, a real formal goal in my mind. So that's going to be probably the most exciting part about it. And that's my primary goal this year, is to have fun and enjoy being out there with the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I've heard you guys also have a couple people on staff who live on the course and like will be there to cheer you guys on too. So that's really cool too.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have
Personalized
some
parties.
folks along the way.
Yeah.
I know that for sure.
Why, this is not one of the questions that we sent, but why do you think just corporate wellness and like companies encouraging their employees to take part in something like the 10K, why do you think that is a positive thing? And I guess how has being physically active kind of helped and improved your life?
Yeah, that's a great question. So a couple things. I think we have a very, very rigorous focus on our customer. So it's always all about the customer. And we believe internally that if our people or if our teammates are healthy and engaged and well, then they show up better for our customers, and it's ultimately better for our customers and better for our teammates. And so that's kind of the approach we take, be it physical, financial, mental, very focused on the wellness of our team so that we can show up best for our customers. And so that's really how we think about it. Personally, I've been pretty focused on running and exercise for a number of years. And I personally, I just find that when I'm not sticking to my exercise routine, or when I'm not staying as healthy as I should be, it just impacts every aspect of my life. And so for that reason, I've come to find that it's just, not only is it necessary, it's so beneficial, and I feel so much better when I'm doing it, that it's just become kind of part of what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, we all feel it here. It's nice. It's obviously very encouraged here, and we get to go exercise during the workday if you want to take a quick walk. We have a gym in here. So it's always reassuring and nice to hear that from other companies who are not like all active living.
Right.
That is also a priority, because I know, like you're saying, like in our own lives here, that's a huge thing. Like if I am like in a bad mood or feeling kind of weird and crummy, the first thing I notice is I'm like, you didn't literally do anything to like move your body, get out of your own head today, and like get yourself a little tired.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, I haven't done it. Yeah. It's been like, if you've just been stagnant for a few days, it's like you just show up, like you were saying, you show up, you're not as happy and like as peppy as you could be. And especially if you work in customer service and you're working with customers, that's not always the greatest like form to be in, because you're supposed to be the positive person when you're working with a customer. So yeah, if you are showing up for yourself and then you're showing up to work, then you can show up for other. It's like when they say put your mask on before you help somebody else.
Yeah.
That's putting your mask on.
That's a great example. Yeah. I've never found myself regretting the fact that I didn't go for a run or I didn't do my exercise. Plenty of times I've found myself realizing, man, I've regretted not doing it. So
Right.
Yeah.
it's beneficial. I don't always want to do it, I'll be honest, but
I agree.
No,
No.
but I always
We're
feel
an
better.
honest podcast.
Yeah.
We don't want to do it all the time either.
Right.
That's my husband always says what you just said to me whenever I'm on that like waffling fence of like, I don't want to go on my run. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to do that. He's always like, just do it, because you'll never regret going. You'll regret it if you don't later.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Matt, thanks so much for being on. I think this is maybe now the harder part of your interview. We do 3 rapid fire this or that questions.
Oh boy.
It
Okay.
could be about anything. They might not be related to the race. They can be about anything, just to get to know you better. Do you got any, or you want me to start?
Yeah, I can start.
Okay.
So if you were in your normal training schedule and you wanted to go for a run, like a training run, would you prefer an outdoor run or a treadmill run?
Outdoor run. Always.
Okay.
Always.
I feel like that's most people on staff say that too. They like an
Outdoor run, and if I could pick, it would be a trail run.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are you more excited to see a start line or a finish line?
Finish line.
There's a lot of energy at a finish line.
Yeah, I love
people are pumped.
I say it.
I have a tough time not falling into the category of the mini and letting enthusiasm get the best of me at the start. And I
Right.
have to be really careful about that.
Yeah. And so you don't start out and you're like, yeah. And then you're like,
You got
I
it.
am
You
pooped
got it.
already.
Yeah, that nervous energy, it manifests itself in usually going out too fast, which is not a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, I guess, because it's warming up and it's starting to feel great outside. Do you prefer, if it's a warm summer day, would you prefer to get like an ice cream to cool you down or like a lemonade to cool you down?
Lemonade, 100%.
Mm.
Yeah, I like ice cream too, but I'll tell you that, like, something about that makes me feel like slows me down, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's kind of heavy for a hot summer day. But like a fair, like, fresh squeezed lemonade, like, that's
Yeah.
pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, we
It really
like
is.
the fair over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fair. That was a great
Pretty
place
hard to
to get a
beat.
lemonade.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And big thanks to Atlantic Union Bank for being such a great partner. You guys are some of our favorite people to work with. We're very excited to have you represented in multiple ways. Sounds like we'll have you represented cheering, volunteering, running,
Yeah.
and bringing all the fun to the Atlantic Union Bank 10K Mini.
Yeah, we'll be there. Thanks so much for having us. I appreciate the opportunity to meet. And yeah, it's going to be a great event as always. And we're super excited about the part we get to play in it.
And if people, I guess, quick plug, if people want to learn more about Atlantic Union Bank and everything that you all do, what is the best way for them to do that?
Probably go to our website, atlanticunionbank.com, and start there. And yeah, it's a great organization, great company. And if you're not banking with us, we'd love to have you as a customer. So
All right.
check us
Cool.
out.
Thanks, Matt. Good luck at
All
the
right, thanks.
10K. Hopefully we see you there.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Take care. See
Thanks,
you.
everybody. Bye.